If you've been watching the earlier shows here on KGW, you likely saw some of David Molko's exclusive interview with the U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg. They focused a lot on aviation safety in the wake of the Alaska door plug incident. But we wanted to know what Buttigieg had to say about the new I-5 bridge project between Portland and Vancouver, a project that recently received $600 million in federal funds, but which still needs a lot more.
Is there more federal help where that came from to help get it done?
Well, I'm not going to make any news about grant announcements besides the $600 million that we're celebrating this week. But what I'll say is funding this project has required funding from multiple sources. And it's really been the willingness of the state of Oregon and the state of Washington to step up and lead with their own funds, as well as come to us and match those to federal funds, that's making all of this possible. This falls into a category of projects that are so large and so complex that they really would not have been possible, just would not have gotten over the finish line until the president's infrastructure package passed. That's why some of these programs were created in the first place. That's why we're excited to be able to bring these federal dollars to the table.
How would you describe the condition of the 107-year-old span?
Let's call it not good enough. And you know, this is a vital connection, as anybody who makes that crossing knows. This is not something that we could easily work around if for any reason it were to go out of service. And while there are many bridges that have in common that they're nearing the end of their life, there are not a lot of bridges that have the particular amount of pressure, the economic significance, the amount of commuters that this I-5 bridge does. You add to that the seismic resilience, the question of making sure that every facility from this airport to our roads and bridges is ready for what could happen seismically. Just demonstrates just how urgent it is to get this done. I don't think there's been a lack of urgency. After all, there was an effort a decade ago to get this done. It's really been a lack of funding, and we're here to change that with these federal dollars from the president's infrastructure package.
Now, the Transportation Secretary will get an up-close tour of the bridge tomorrow. We plan to have a crew with him, and we'll bring you that tomorrow night right here in the story.